Good afternoon. How's everybody doing? I guess I have 4 more minutes before it's afternoon. Hello, everyone.
Hi, how's your morning?
Good.
It's good to hear. Very lovely.
All right. And some of you still have your group name, which I mean your group number by you, which is awesome. If you don't, this is what we're going to do. So, and I should make it consistent, but I know some of you, do any of you use Zoom for another class? Yeah, a couple of you do. So, if you use Zoom for another class, it might be annoying because like they'll look at yours like, why does it say this on it? Right. Amanda, you said you use Zoom for another class. Is it an education class?
Yeah, it's with Beth.
Guess who talked her into using Zoom? It was me. Yeah, we're kind of trouble when we're together. So did she have you in that class, Amanda? Like like a number in front of your name or anything?
Not yet. I only have her just on Tuesday, so we've only met twice.
Oh, you're good. Okay, if you have to change your name for her once a week, you're fine. Here's what I think would be the easiest for me. We'll see. You can see Jessica has hers. It says group 4, and then it says Jessica Junker. You don't even have to put group there. You can just put a number. So it can just say like 1 Karina, right? It can say 2 Hannah. Those are not your numbers. Like, don't think I actually knew your number because I was just making that up. Hopefully you know your number. If you don't know your number, ask me right now because, oh, look, Alyssa's all over it. McKenna's all over it. And you're going to see how much faster I can get you in your groups. Well, I mean, we'll see. Because here's what's annoying. I put you in attendance groups first, right? That's our very first group is attendance groups. But in Zoom, it goes by your first name, not your last name. So not helpful because then you're all over the place, right? So I can't organize it any other way. So if you can move your number to the front, that would be awesome, just so we're all consistent. I know you're like, seriously, I just did
If
this.
I'm correct, I'm in group 8.
Sunita, yes, you're in 8. Anyone else need to know their number?
Me. I need to know my
Evelyn, you are in 1.
1. Okay, thank you.
Yep.
So how do I change my name on this?
In your little box, if you click the 3 dots, you can click, if you click the 3 dots, it opens a menu and then says rename. Do you see that?
Yeah, thank you.
Perfect. Oh my gosh, you guys are rock stars. Excellent. Anyone else? Kelsey, do you know your number? You're 7. Who else?
Yes, I do. It's not letting me change my name though.
Oh, good. Let me see if I can change. That'll be interesting to see if I can just rename you. I have a lot of power that I probably should not have, just so you know. Oh, look at me. I just changed Kelsey's name. So apparently I can be a bully as well. I didn't say, I'm not promoting bullying, just in case you're gonna, you know, clip that and then post it somewhere. That would be a terrible idea. All right. Okay. So you survived yesterday. And some of you were super excited and all on board with that productive struggle. And you were like, come on, give me more of a challenge. Am I right, Tristan? Is Tristan here? I keep losing people because there's so many of you.
I'm
Yeah.
here.
Tristan's here. Yeah. Tristan, were you so happy?
I wouldn't say I was happy, but I got through it.
She got through it. She figured it out. Anyone else figure out things when they left class? Yeah. Did anyone else not figure things out when they left class? They were like, what is happening? I've entered the twilight zone. I have no idea what's going on. Okay. Helpful hint to you. After class, who was it that was asking questions to start? Because it wasn't Tristan. It was Madison. Am I right? It was Madison. Okay, Matt, and you know how I remembered that, Madison? Because your last name is Lucky. And remember, I was like, oh, you're lucky, right? Like her last name is coming into play here. She figured it out. It wasn't luck. It was hard work. But she did it at the end of class. And I recorded some of it. So if you look at the recording, you could fast forward to the very end. Some of you had already logged off and you could watch Madison's aha moment. Well, other people who were sitting there were just kind of listening to the aha moment, like Tyler. Who else was there? Tristan was there. I don't remember who else was there, but some people just stay after class if they can. And I usually just keep recording, right, for a while, but then I turned it off when Tristan had her aha moment, right? I think I turned it off then. So, but you can also chat with each other on the FAQ discussion board, or you guys could have a Google Meet. You could start a Zoom meeting on your own. Not mine, but you know, on your own and discuss things. But you can do it. I promise you. You can do these things. That just sounded like Nemo, like the opposite of Nemo when he thought he could do things and his dad said he couldn't do things, but he really could do things. Okay. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. Okay. But if you thought yesterday was confusing, I need you to keep a very open mind for today. Is everybody prepared for that? Yeah, you're going to have a very open mind for today. Everybody's shaking their heads. Yes. Okay. If you need to watch the recording again from yesterday, you totally can. So we share Wednesday. Anybody want to share anything? Good.
I want to share something.
Bree, I'm ready. Go.
I want to share what happened to my laptop because it was really crazy and kind of funny. Not for me, but really sad. So I've had like a migraine for like 3 days and it finally went away. I think it was like the weather. And I was at my boyfriend's house and I was like, I can't drive. Will you go get my laptop? Because I need it for class tomorrow. And so he goes to my condo and he grabs all my stuff and he takes off and he's gonna go to the grocery store to get like more Advil. And he puts it on top of the car. He starts driving, doesn't realize that it fell off, gets to Fry's. He comes back to like my condo and I live like on like, it's not a main street, but there's a lot of cars. It got run over a bunch of times. I'm assuming it got run over a bunch of times because it was like a 30-minute like time. And so it got crushed and the whole screen was like shattered and the whole back and like the paint on like the metal, I don't even know how it happened, like crumpled. So my laptop got destroyed on Sunday night. And that's why I do not have a laptop right now. I'm waiting for my new one to get
Oh
here.
my gosh. Let me just say, I found none of that story funny. I don't know about anyone
It's
else.
okay now because I'm getting a brand new laptop. My boyfriend's buying me a new laptop or he bought me one. And so, but MacBooks are so expensive. So I feel kind of bad, but at the same time, like it's his own fault. So
Okay, maybe now I see the funny part.
yeah. So now I get a brand new laptop and it has the touch bar this time. So I'm excited because I didn't have it when I got my laptop.
Okay, that's a crazy story. Nobody
Mhm.
else needs that. Don't put that out in the universe for you to get a new laptop. Okay. Anyone else want to share anything?
I guess I can share.
I'm ready.
It was we just Monday, I think it was, I went up by Butcher Jones, and we took this little trail and we got to see the mountains like from a good view. So that was nice.
I don't even understand most of those words that you said. I mean, you drove somewhere and you had a nice view, but where was that?
It's Butcher is by the highway or before. It's like passing, what lake is it? If anyone knows.
Lake Saguaro.
Yeah, Saguaro. Yeah,
Okay.
it's passing Saguaro.
Okay.
So
I
it's like
feel a little bit
little-
better, but did you say butcher, like Butcher, butcher?
Yeah, it's called Butcher Jones.
Never heard of it. And Alyssa, I don't know what that hand movement was. Was that cutting
Maybe
something like a butcher? Yeah, that was terrifying. I don't know what was happening. I thought you
Yeah,
were
like
lumberjack for a minute.
yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe I've been watching too much Criminal Minds. I finished. Did I tell you? We finished. We're huge Criminal Minds fans. And my daughter and I have been watching it since quarantine. There are 15 seasons of that show. Yeah. There should have been about 7, maybe 3. Anyway, we watched all 15. We just finished. She's having withdrawals right now. So yeah, that's a terrible goal for quarantine. What did you do during quarantine? I watched 15 seasons of a show. That's terrible. Okay, anyone else have anything? Yeah, I can't get into NCIS. I can't even make it through an episode of that show. I don't know why. You'd think I'd like it because I like Criminal Minds, right? They're not at all the same. I don't know. Maybe I'll try it again.
I have a cool thing. So I live in Payson, so we got 3 feet of snow, and I finally got my Wi-Fi turned back on after 2 days of not having it. And so I'm working from home because like because I work at a high school, I'm a paraprofessional. So we're just doing Google Meets. So we're all just doing Google Meets at home, but all of our Wi-Fi is like so crappy. It's like constantly cutting out, but at least it got turned back on. It's really pretty out. So
Nice. That was crazy. It even snowed down here, Evelyn. Did it snow at anyone's house down here?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's not a lot. It was nice though.
That's crazy. Yeah, it's fine as long as you don't have to go anywhere, right? As soon as you have to go somewhere, you're like, not so much. Not like
I know. I was waiting for Linda, our superintendent, to call it for like, because we go to work, but we do Google Meets, so I go to school, but I do Google Meets. And so I was waiting for Linda to just be like, okay, everyone stay at home. And Monday morning, I'm like calling my teacher, like, because I'm a parapro. I'm like, Mike, like, I don't want to go in. Like, do you see how much snow there is? He's like, yeah, that happened all in an hour. Just stay home. I was like, oh my goodness.
Nice. Yeah, my sister lives in Pine Top and her husband is
yeah.
a doctor in White River. And the road to White River was closed.
Yeah, so was our road. Yeah, past Star Valley, because I live in Star Valley, but
yeah,
the highway was closed after Star Valley.
yeah, so he was just working from home in Pine Top. I don't know how you do that as a doctor. I don't really know how that works.
That's weird. I don't know. Work on patients at home, kind of weird.
I'll have to get an update on that one. Okay, good. So anybody else want to share? I don't want to leave anyone out. Jessica's going to share. I'm ready, Jessica.
Just wanted to update that I'm finally feeling better from Monday with my sciatic nerve.
Oh, thank goodness. So
yeah, it was pretty crazy. I unfortunately couldn't do much yesterday because it was still very tight and I haven't gotten my pain meds yet. But luckily now it seems to be doing fine. So I should be all good and set to do some stuff.
Yeah, be careful. If you sit wrong for long periods of time, you're going to be in big trouble. Like I was having neck issues for a while, and I know it's because I changed the height of my computer, and so then I was in big trouble. And so I had to get a new desk chair. I've spent lots of money in quarantine on how I can teach from home, which is not very exciting, but it's definitely better than my back hurting, right? Yeah, crazy. Okay, good. Now, anybody else? Don't want to leave you out. You guys are awesome. I love to get to know you. This is what we would do before class, normally, because you get to class a little bit early, everybody sits around and we just chat, catch up. So I still want to get to know you, even though we're online. I know you're like, I'm over it. Let's just do math. I know you're all just anxious to do the math. I see it. Jessica said she had something. Thank you for not letting me lose it. Where's Jessica? Oh, wait, did we already do? We just did.
Yeah,
Jessica.
I already shared.
We already did Jessica.
I have one interesting thing that kind of relates to our class.
I'm ready, Karina.
I've been part of the curriculum at my work for my 2 to 3 year olds is Spanish, and I've been teaching my kids the numbers. And usually when we go through the numbers, we go 1 through 10 with flashcards, and they had the hardest time picking up the numbers. But when I started it on the poster, I would do 1, 2, 2. They've been learning their numbers a lot faster with Spanish than they were with just English, which is interesting.
Nice. That's awesome, right? Different things will help them connect. And then I meant to tell you guys, a great manipulative for your classroom, so a hands-on thing for your classroom, is a deck of cards, right? Cards are super cheap. You can get them anywhere. You can get them at the dollar store, but you can even order them at Costco or Sam's Club or whatever, a ton of them. And if you take out the numbers you don't want, and what's nice is it has a built-in visual for you. Like a 2 has 2 of the item on it, right? The 2 of diamonds has 2 diamonds on it. Sorry, my cat has decided he needs to participate in class right now. I don't know if you can hear him, but I sure can. So a 4, has 4 of whatever the item is on it. So that's a great one. You can make your own, but man, I use my deck of cards all the time. So especially in middle school, I know somebody in here is a glutton for punishment and wants to teach middle school. Yeah, middle schoolers, you can use cards all the time. I'd start them in kindergarten. I use them all the time and they make great things. We'll talk about them. You can use them for greater than, less than. You can use them for fractions. Yeah, everybody's favorite. We'll talk about that. So good job. Thanks for sharing, Karina.
I have a quick question.
Yes, I'm ready.
To print out that B4 thing on the Adobe. Did anyone else have this problem where it printed out super giant?
Sorry, don't do that.
17 pages long, and I'm like,
I hope you stopped. I hope you stopped. Yes, thank you. I don't know what happened. I did. I will. I actually do know what happened.
Okay.
By the way, I pretend like I didn't know what happened, but now I'm actually owning up to it. I did have a visually impaired student in my class before who needed things enlarged, and I must have linked the enlarged version.
Yeah, you did.
Instead of the regular version. So I apologize for that.
No
I will link a good one in just a second. I'm not even sure you'll need it because we're going to work on Google Jamboard. So I think you're going to be okay. So I'm going to share my screen right now because we're going to do a tiny bit of a warm up. And here it is. Maybe. Hold on. The cat doesn't want to do the warm up either, in case you're hearing the cat. Okay, hopefully you can see my screen. It says there's 3 questions right there. You can just think them in your head, jot them on scratch paper, put them in your notebook. I don't care. Type them in the chat. Just don't hit enter. So number 1 is without looking at your notes, write one math practice with the number and the words and explain what it means. Number 2 is without looking at your notes. What is MP5? And then number 3 is, again, without looking at your notes, what type of sequence is 36, 18, 9, 4.5, and how do you know? So try that. All right, hopefully that was enough time, was it? Anyone want to share number 1?
I can.
Okay, I'm ready, Hannah.
I just did MP1, understand the problem and persevere in solving it. And I know it's just the first one, but that's also, I remembered it because that's the one I did on our first assignment, the one that I explained. So
Nice. Did anyone do MP6? That's my favorite. Attend to precision. Yeah, MP6, that's a nice one. Another nice one is MP4, model with mathematics, right? MP5, use appropriate tools strategically. Yeah, the ones that are hard to remember the wording are MP7 and MP8, right? Look for and make use of structure, and look for and express regularity and repeated reasoning, right? Those 2 are harder, in my opinion, to remember. MP3 is a nice one. Construct viable arguments and critique the reasoning of others, right? So 2 is kind of easy to remember, but it might be hard to explain. Reason abstractly and quantitatively. Okay, so I think we listed them all. So you're good to go. Do you see how easy they were for me to list? Yeah, I've been doing this a while, so I know them, but you should know them pretty well, right? Especially by midterms. Yikes. Yes, which is like next week, maybe the week after, 2 weeks, right? We're only in week 2. Don't rush it. Okay, how about, oh, we did MP5, so we did number 2. Number 3, what type of sequence is 36, 18, 9, 4.5, and how do you know?
I can do this one. I kind of looked at it first and I took a guess that it was geometric because it just kind of looked like that. And I think it's geometric because it's dividing by 2.
Yeah, absolutely, because there's a common ratio. Excellent. Or multiplying by 1/2. I know you guys don't think of it that way, but I want you to start, right? Making those connections to those fractions. So it's geometric because you're dividing by 2 or multiplying by 1/2. Good job, Karina. Excellent. Okay, so I have some warm-ups coming up like this to remind you of some things that you should be studying, right? Or you should be starting to know in your head. So this is what I want to talk to you about. Imagine if, okay, so we're going to play a little pretend game. I know you love that. For the next few minutes, okay, we are no longer living in this world of numbers, okay? Numbers no longer exist. We're going to use letters to represent quantities. For example, if I hold up this many fingers, it's a C. Yes? There's no such thing as a 3. This is C. Everybody okay? This would be B. This would be A. Everybody get the game? Okay, so now you're ready to play. I'm going to hold up a number. Okay? And you're going to tell me what quantity it is. Don't say a number. You're going to say the letter, which is what it represents. Yes? Everybody all right? Yeah? You sure? Okay. And you can just say it out loud. I think typing in the chat would be a little stressful. Okay, ready? Or is typing in the chat better? Which do you prefer? I feel like you're all on mute and you're not going to all unmute. So just type it in the chat. Okay. I'll just have to make sure I have my chat ready. Oh, good. I got chat in the chat. So good job. Okay, ready? Here's your first one. There you go. Some of you are like, I'm going to wait until someone else does it. And then I'm just going to type their letter. Maybe we should do private chat, right? Okay, ready again? Yeah? Nice. You're doing pretty well. Okay,
Tell me
now
why the first time I was going to put C and B because 3 + 2 is 5. Okay.
oh, yeah. It's okay. Okay, but now let's play that game. I'm so happy Alyssa said that. Let's play that game where you say the answer after addition. Yes, so I'm going to say 2 numbers and you tell me the sum. Yes? Are you ready? A plus C. A plus C. Yeah, there's no such thing as 4, right? You have to write D. You have to give me letters. Yeah? Couple more. You ready? Only give me letters. This time I want you to change it to a private chat to me. Change it right now. Change it to just chatting with me. You ready? Okay. C plus B. C plus B. Some of you are still writing numbers. Don't write numbers, right? I need letters. It's getting harder, isn't it? Okay, you ready? We'll do 2 more. G plus D. G plus D. A couple of you got it. All right, last one. J plus G. J plus G. Oh, Emma and Karina, good job. There we go. Now I'm getting more answers. That was not easy, was it? Some of you are like, wait, she didn't even go over the answers of those things. It's okay. That's not the point. That's not the point of the activity. The point of the activity is that's not a hard game if you already knew that system very well, right? But if you don't know the system, the game is really hard. Yeah, that's how your students feel. Yeah, when you tell them, you hold up a board that says something like 3 plus 2. That might as well say C plus B to them. They don't know it. They have not internalized that system yet. But if I show it to you, you're like, duh, 5, right? That's the difference, right? So sometimes the activities that I create for you in class are to show you that this is challenging. I love how Karina's like, I can feel my brain gears turning. That's true, right? It's exactly how your students feel every single day, especially those real young ones that a lot of you want to teach. Those kindergartners, first graders, second graders, they feel like they are so lost. Their brains start really thinking. If you're teaching the higher grades, right, even up through middle school, then we start really putting letters in there. What do you think that does? Now they know the system 3 plus 2, and guess what you did? You changed it again. So welcome to the world of your students, right? You are doing this to them every single day. And sometimes you look at them and you're like, why don't you get it? I want you to remember that throughout today, because I'm never going to say that to you. Why don't you get it? Because you're going to feel frustrated. Okay. So how do we get students to internalize number systems? The first way we start is we start with concrete objects. That's what we were talking about already, right? We were talking about those cards, or we have students count blocks, right? Those kind of things. That's exactly what we do for our students. So they start with concrete objects. How many of you have heard of base 10 blocks before? Anyone heard of base 10 blocks? Oh, some of you have not. Well, this is going to be exciting. Let me see if I have some sitting right here. Thought for sure you were all going to say, yes, yes, I have. If I don't have any, I'm going to be crying. Let's see if I have in my magic little bag sitting here. Sorry, my bag is far away from me. So base 10 blocks are very common manipulative for early elementary school, starting as young as kindergarten. For some reason, I can find some of them, but not all of them. Weird. Okay. Whoever put the magic bag away, it was me. Didn't put it away nicely. So here's base 10 blocks. This will show you, because you're going to be using these tomorrow. This is a flat. I don't know if you can see it. Looks like this. Does this sound familiar? Okay, so this is a flat. It has 100 little individual squares in there, but they're all put together. Then these are called longs or rods. And then the ones I can't find would just be one little square, right? Separate ones. Okay, so you know those. You just didn't know they were called base 10 blocks. Okay, so base 10 blocks. The reason they're base 10 blocks is because we have ones, tens, and hundreds, right? Or we have units, longs or rods, and then what we call flats. So we're going to use, so some more of you are familiar with this, right? Now? Okay, good. So more of you are familiar with those. Now, we're not going to live in base 10 today because you already know base 10, right? Just like we didn't live in regular Hindu Arabic numbers yesterday. We went to the Egyptian number system, the Babylonian number system, the Mayan number system, the Roman number system. You're like, don't bring it up again. I'm still not over it. That assignment's still due tonight. It's okay. I have office hours tonight too. You can do that. Okay. You're going to be in a candy factory. First of all, candy is so exciting. I love candy. And so you work in a candy factory. It's a B4 candy factory. Okay. And these are the boxes that you have. Candy is packaged in these ways. There are unit boxes. They hold one candy. Okay. There are long boxes that hold 4 candies. You see why we're called the B4 company, right? So 1, 4. Then there's flat boxes that hold 16 candies. And then there's cartons that hold 64 candies. Yeah, everybody okay? So the rules if you work in the B4 candy factory is you want to use the fewest number of boxes when packaging a chocolate order, but every single box has to be full. That makes sense? Okay. All right. So here you go. We're going to record our numbers differently too. So this number right here, 1, 2, B4. Notice I didn't say 12 because it's not 12, because 12 means 10 and 2. That means base 10. And we're in a B4 candy factory. Notice how many candies there are in 12. Sorry, not 12. Notice how many candies there are in this 1, 2, B4. There are 6 candies because there's one long box, which has 4 candies in it. And then there's 2 unit boxes. So that's a total of 6 candies. So why did I write 1, 2? Anyone know why I write 1, 2?
Is it because of place value?
Okay. Yeah, it is because of place value. Tell me about my boxes.
Is it because there's one long box and 2 unit boxes?
You got it. There's one long box and 2 unit boxes. We don't have any flats yet. Be careful. If you flash back to the page before, flats are 16s. So flats look like these. This is a flat. No, you're good. We're going to practice that vocabulary. We're going to get it wrong for a while. Okay. So in this number, 203B4, you have 2 flats, no longs, and 3 units. How many candies are there?
$35.
Yeah, there's 35. Some of you are like, you wrote it in the words right there. And some of you are like, oh, I didn't read the words, but it actually is written in the words right there. So, because this is 16 and 16 and ones. So 16 and 16 is 32 plus 3 more. I would have 35. So I have 35 candies. That's a base 10 number, right? But my packaging in B4 looks like 203 B4. Questions before I move on? Okay. So you get a memo to package the following candies for the B4 corporation. You're supposed to make a sketch of what the following numerals mean in terms of which boxes are used for packaging these. Oh, now they're chocolate candies. By the way, apparently I got hungry and I changed it to just chocolate candies. In the B4 corporation, how many candies are being shipped each time? Now, I'm going to tell you before you start this, I'm going to give you a shortcut way to write this, because if you try to draw these, it's going to be annoying to you. Okay. So I'm going to give you a little key up here. We're going to say that units just look, I'm going to write in a better color. Sorry. Okay. So units are just going to be X's because that's easier to draw than those cubes every time. Longs are just going to be a straight line like that. And then flats are going to be just squares. Then you don't have to try to make all the squares in the middle or anything. So this is your key. Units are X's, longs are lines, and flats are squares. Sometimes instead of units as X's, we use units as dots or circles, but X's or dots are fine. Okay, so notice how this relates to your discussion board this week, right? Your discussion board, you write a memo. And so this is an example of what a memo can look like. But you're not in a B4 candy factory. You're in a B2 candy factory. And we'll talk about what that means, because right now we're just living in a B4 candy factory. So in a B4 candy factory, it says, please package 31B4 candies for Susie's gift shop. So can you draw a picture of what those candies look like, what those boxes look like, and tell me how many candies there are? Go ahead and try. You don't have to do the second one, just do the first one, okay? All right, anyone draw their picture? Can you show it to me or describe it to me? And then tell me how many candies? Be brave, someone, or be confused and just tell me, and then we'll go over it. But like, I think if you put yourself out there, it's going to be easier than just sitting there going, I'm so clueless. Tyler, I'm ready.
I got 3 lines and an X for 13 candies.
Nice. So 3 long boxes and 1 unit box. And Tyler, how'd you get your 13 candies? Can you explain that to us?
Each long is 4 candies. So take the 4 by 3 or 4 and 4 and 4 makes it 12. And then the 1 unit X is 1.
Very nice. Does everybody understand why Tyler drew 3 lines for his long boxes and 1 X for his unit box? Any questions on why he did that?
Yeah, I'm confused.
Tyler, try to explain it just so we don't always hear my voice.
As in like how I got 3 longs. So I mean, based off the last example, it looks like everything is based on an order. So you would have like, the way it's going to be written out will be carton, flat, long, unit based on the number there. So there's just the 2 numbers there, the 3 and the 1. It's not 31. It's representative of 3 longs and 1 flat, because those are at the end of the trail. There's no numbers before, there's no more numbers after. That's the best way I can think of to describe it.
I guess I got confused because I was looking at your key at the top and those were in like, I guess essentially order from what he just said. So I put 3 X's and then 1. So I guess I just got the opposite of what he wrote.
Okay, so I want you to think about it, compare it to our number system. Yes? Do we read our numbers larger from left to right or right to left? Where are our smallest units? Are they on the far right of the number or the far left of the number?
The far right.
Okay, that won't change. That will be true for all our candy factories, but I will rewrite it. I'm so happy you brought that up because I don't want it to be confusing. All right, that's why we only did one of them first. So, and if you think about it, here's carton, flat, long, unit. So if I have unit, long, flat, carton, and I start from here and I write a 3 and a 1, that means I need 3 long boxes and 1 unit box. Is that better?
I'm still confused.
Okay, ask me a question.
Well, like the first one, I didn't even understand either with the 4 and 2 1s. Like, how does that mean 1, 2?
So remember, we're talking sizes of our boxes. We're talking how we package these candies. So we have unit boxes that only hold one candy. Then we have long boxes that each long box holds 4 candies. That's why there's 4 little sections there. And then each one of these only holds 1. So when I'm writing my packaging, I start from the biggest box and I say I had 1 of these. So that's that 1 right here. And then I had 2 of these. So that's the 2 right there. So I have 1, 2, B4, 1 long box, 2 unit boxes.
Okay.
Better?
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, good. Good questions. You guys are doing great. Now try to do this one right here. You're packaging not for Susie's gift shop anymore. B4 Candy Factory is packaging for Billy Bonka's candy shop. And you're packaging 1201 B4 candies. So draw your picture and, oh, what do we draw for cartons? Good question. Usually draw a 3-dimensional, so a cube, basically. A carton, you draw a square, and then you just make it 3-dimensional. Something like that. That's a carton. Okay. So draw that and figure out how many candies are there.
How many are in the carton again? Is it 56 or was it?
I want you to think it through. How many are in that carton? Brianna says 64. We can go back and look. I'll go back and look. 64 are in a carton.
That makes sense. I just did that math wrong.
Yeah, it does make sense. You're right. I love that you're thinking about it. Okay, nobody's crying yet, right? Nobody's crying. It's okay. You can do it. It's not easy. I want you to remember what you're like, I took this class. I thought all the math was going to be easy. And it's like week 2, day 5 or 6, and I don't even know what's happening anymore. I thought I knew math. You do know math. Okay, any brave soul want to tell us what their picture looks like?
I can do it.
Oh, yay. And Brianna was right there too. Good job. So Brianna, verify if Madison's picture looks like yours. Go for it, Madison.
Do you want me to just show it or do you want me to tell you?
You can show it.
Okay, I don't know if you can see right there. So I got 1 carton, 2, oh gosh, what are they called? Flats, and then 1 X. So that's 16 plus 10. Oh, why did I say 60? Oops. It's 64 plus, is it, how much are the other ones? I messed up the number.
64.
What are the flat units again? 16.
So there you go, 16.
So it's 32, sorry. So it's 32 plus 1. So it's 33. Oh, new number. 97. So the picture was right, just not the work. So it's 97.
Nice. And Madison, what did you write before that? Do you remember? Did you have? You had 10 written because that's what works in our brains, right? We know base 10. So now we're in B4. So Brianna, is that what you got too? Nice. So 1 carton because it's in this 4th place, 2 flats because it's in the next place. There's no longs because there's a 0 there. And there's 1 unit. And then a carton is 64, a flat is 16, and a unit is 1. Any of you get that right? Give me something if you got it right. All right, good job. Questions before we move on?
I have a question.
I'm ready.
So it's not like the number 31 before, it's 3 and then 1, right?
Yep, it's the number 31B4.
So how could we like figure that out on her own if there was like a similar problem.
So like if I gave you a different number, like if I gave you a 2, 3, B4,
Or like, let's say like it was a different enumeration system, because in my head, it was always like numbers were just numbers. So how could I figure out that it was talking about 3 longs in 1 unit?
so you look at what base you're in, right? What carton you're in, and any base you're in, it will still start with units, longs, flats, and cartons. Doesn't matter. It's just how many candies those hold, right? Or how much they're worth.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So now here's where it's going to become even more challenging. Yes. I want you to think you're going to count in what we know is B4. And what we're going to do, I want you to think about counting with blocks. Okay. And you could draw a picture or whatever. Let me see if I can just go to a blank spot on here. Okay. So if I was going to show the number 1 with candies, I would just draw 1X, right? 1 unit box. If I was going to show the number 2 with candies, I would just put 2 X's. Make sense? If I was going to show the number 3 candies, I would do 3 X's. Now here's the tricky part. When I get to 4, this is candies, right? And these are boxes. When I get to 4 candies, I can't use 4 individual boxes because remember the rule is I'm going to use the least number of boxes possible. Yes? So now I can move to the next size box, which is a long box. Yeah? So even though it's 4 candies, how do I write my packaging? So here's my packaging. This would be 1. This would be 2. This would be 3. How would I write this packaging using digits? Tyler?
So based off what we learned, it'd be 10B4.
That's exactly what it would be. 10B4. Some of you are like, wait a minute, that number is 10. That number is not 10.
So
right?
I actually have a way, and it could just be me. I don't know if anyone has any experience when it comes to like working in fast food or in like a retail environment or anything like that. The way I'm seeing this is it's basically an inventory way of perspective. So like for me, a case that comes in of something is 1 case, but inside that case has 4 individual units.
That's awesome. That's a great way of thinking of it. So any of you who have that experience can do that. All right. So this is what you're going to do. You only have to do the first page on your Jamboard, and I'll show you what it looks like. Sorry. So you're going to your Jamboard. I'm going to leave you in there for a little bit. You're going to work together. So share the screen. You'll see that on the Jamboard, each team has 2 slides. So it'll say team 1. And one of them will look like this. And then team 1 will have one that looks like this, but don't do this second one yet. Okay. Don't do the second one. Only do this part. Okay. So you're going to count till you're done packaging all of these. Okay. So you're just going to write the digits. Okay. But if you need to think about packaging off to the side, you totally can keep track of that on your Jamboard. Okay. I'll come visit you. I know you can do it. I just did the top row for you. Okay. All right. So I'm going to open your breakout rooms. They're all already ready for you. Go try and I'll come visit. Please use the ask for help button. All you have to do is write in the digits that go there. Okay. Brianna, I just need to put you back in your room. Sorry, you must have got kicked out.
Yeah.
All right. Now I just put you back in there. Okay, good.
You're on mute, Roxanne. I can't hear you.
Sorry, I'm still on mute. I muted myself. Sorry about that. So I might have been a little unclear on my directions. I wanted you to work on the Jamboard that I shared. I had a different screen for each team. So you guys were doing great. I know it might have been a little confusing and some of you were a little frustrated and you might not have quite gotten there yet, but you're on your way. And you can kind of start to see the pattern, but it's very uncomfortable for you, isn't it? Yeah, it's a challenge. I promise you the reason I'm doing this to you is because this is what your students feel like. You're like, I am so over this. Well, you remember that when your first graders are staring at you like you're insane, because that's how you sound to them. So what I do want to discuss is this last box right here. Because we have a couple different answers.
There's only a white strip on our screen.
Yeah, I was going to
Pixels.
say the same thing. I can't see anything.
Hold on. Oh, that's because it said an error occurred. Can you see it now?
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah? Okay, good. This last bottom box right here is a discrepancy. Okay. I have two different answers written in this box from some people's Jamboards. So what goes in this box and why? Anyone?
Is it 100 B? Oh, sorry, not 100. 100 B4.
100 B4. Does anyone agree?
I agree.
Agree. Now, some teams wrote something like this. Why is that not okay?
Because that would be that would mean 4 longs and 0 units. So that's equal to and then that's too many boxes too. You want the least amount of boxes that you can get.
Nice, because you would move up a box, right? And so you have to use the fewest number of boxes. So we're not going to use this 40 B4. We're only going to use 100 B4. So I don't know if you can tell, but looking through this chart, the only digits that we use in B4 are 0, 1, 2, and 3. Because once we get to that next candy, then we have to move over a box. Yeah. So we never write 4s or 5s or 6s. We only use these digits. How many digits are there, by the way? There's 4. It's not a coincidence. There's 4 digits in B4. We live in base 10, right? In base 10, there's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. How many digits are there? 10. Oh my gosh. It's not a coincidence. It's a pattern, right? It's structure. That's what this is. So in B10, so just a little glimpse, a little helpful hint. How many digits are there in B2? There's 2 digits. Yeah. So B2, there's 2 digits. What are they? 0 and 1. That's it. So that should help you with your B2 Candy Factory discussion board tonight. Yes. Your initial post is due by tonight. Yikes. I know. I love some of your jaw drops. Okay. We just talked about this. The second part of the activity, some of you got to, some of you did not. Okay. I'm going to make a video, at least starting this. Okay. So you can see, I'll do a couple examples. So notice that over here, this is a B10 number. So this is a regular number. You can call that 38. Yeah. Over here, this is a B4 number. So I'm not going to call that 121. I'm going to call that 121B4. Yes. When you draw it, you're drawing it in B4. Okay. Because then it'll help you write the numbers. So if we do this first one, which if you look at your Jamboard, some teams already did that, right? Some teams already thought about what they would write for that part. So you can look at other teams' Jamboards. So I'm guessing, I don't know who this is. Oh, this is team 6. Team 6, which is Hannah, Miles, Sarah, and Brianna. You did something like this. Okay, this is 16. This is 16. So now I'm at 32 candies, right? Then I do 32 plus 4, right? Which would be 36. And then I need 37, 38. I'm drawing them on that screen. You could drag them, which was really convenient, by the way, I thought. So then if I write it, I'm going to write 212B4 because that is 4 and that is 1 and that is 1. So all together, these sum to 38. It also wants you to go the other way. 121B4 would look like 1, 2, 1. And then I can figure out how many candies that is. That's 16, that's 4 and 4, and that's 1. So that's 16 and 4 is 20, plus 4 is 24, plus 1 is 25. Yes? Oh, I just may have saved myself a video because now you can do the other two, I'm sure. Okay, I'm going to put up your exit ticket. You can read the rest of these. They're very nice. You have lots of assignments to do. Don't forget to do your discussion board post. Yes? Okay. And tomorrow, if you can come in with your names correct, that's really going to help me when you enter the room so then I can get you in breakout rooms right away. We're going to work on Jamboard again tomorrow. Tomorrow, you each have your own team Jamboard. Okay. So I'll give you a link to your team Jamboard. Here's your exit ticket. You can use the QR code. Just do your best. It's okay. If you get things wrong, you get things wrong. It's not that big of a deal. Okay. I know you're not used to getting things wrong, but I promise you it's fine. This is supposed to be hard. Okay. Any questions for me?
For the candy factory, so is it are we going to be drawing out like kind of like a Jamboard like we did today, or are we just doing how you said earlier the memo?
You're just
I
doing the
haven't-
memo. You're just following the directions for the discussion board.
Okay.
Yeah. Other questions?
The office hours start at 6:30, right?
7:30.
7:30. Okay.
7:30. Yep. I'll be there.
Using my phone is so difficult.
I know, Bree. It's okay. I know you're doing what you can.
Okay, I think I got onto the Google Forms. The thing's just being so sensitive. Okay, I'm gonna hang up and then do that.
You're good. You're good.
Okay. All right, bye.
Bye.
Can you clarify like, on the exit ticket what it means by saying what digits are used in before?
Yeah. So like I just said, there's 10 digits used in base 10, and those digits are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So what digits would be used in base 4?
Okay. Can I say what I think it is, or should I just?
Yeah, I don't think you're going to spoil it for anyone. You're good.
I think it's candy or
Digits means what numbers, what numerals, right? So in B10, I use 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9.
so this
What numerals would I use in base 4?
1, 4, 16, 64, like that.
I don't write 16 ever, right? I use the digits 0. What else do I use?
1, 2, 3, 4.
That's it.
Okay.
We only use the digits 0, 1, 2, and 3, right? That's it. So in base 2, when you do your memo tonight, in base 2, you only use the digits 0 and 1. There's 2 of them. That's it.
Okay, that makes sense.
That help?
Yeah.
Good, good.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
I'm still so confused on the Babylonian numeration system, and I think that's the one with the fish and the
Yeah,
wine
it's a
glasses.
little weird. Well, we talked about what the symbols represent. You have 2 symbols.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I know we did.
And so one of the symbols is just 1, and the other symbol is 10, right?
Yeah.
That's it. What base do you think that is?
10? I don't know.
Well, remember when you looked at those clue cards yesterday and we were
Well,
like,
they went like 600, and then
yeah, so, but let's think
Something
about it. We
like
know this symbol represents 10, but now we know it has to be 600. What do we multiply 10 by to get 600?
60.
So there's groupings of 60 in Babylonian.
Yeah, but even even once I got that, it's still not really making any sense. I got the Mayan one. I understood
Good.
that, but I'm stuck on.
So which one are you stuck on?
The Babylonian one. Like I know.
Like,
I
but
should
what
get
question,
to know the
right?
560, that whole page.
Okay, so let's go to that page. Let me look at that page. Babylonian. Okay, so you already know the first one, symbols 1 and 10, right?
Yes,
okay. And you kind of know the answer to the last one. What base is it using?
660.
60. So if you were going to fill in that table, you would write base 60, right? And then so at the bottom, compare it to the Egyptian. Remember, we wrote 10 to the 0, 10 to the first, 10 to the second, because that was base 10. What would Babylonian be then? What would you write in those boxes?
60 squared is 3,600.
Yeah, so 60
then-
squared is 3,600. What else?
60 to the first is 60, and then 60 to 0 is 1.
Very nice. Okay, so you got that established. Look, you're almost done. You only have how many more? 1, 2, you only have 3 more. Let's work our way up. So let's go to number 4. Okay, so when we look at those, do you see how there's 2 spaces in there? So that must mean something, right? So
Yeah,
we
is
must
that
be
place values?
Yeah, it is place
Okay.
values. So where do you want to start? Do you want to start on the left or the right? I don't care.
Let's start on the right. Well,
Okay.
no, let's start on the left because I get the right usually.
Okay, so let's start on the left. We have 2 of those wine glassy things. How much is each one of those worth normally? Like when they're in the...
They're normally worth 1.
Okay, so they're worth
But since
1.
they're
but
in the...
Tell me.
Okay. But because they're in what we would call the hundreds place, they are actually 60 squared instead of 60 to the 0.
So they're each worth
oh, wait.
3,600, right? So they're each worth 3,600.
Hang on.
You did perfect. You're doing perfect.
Oh.
So it'd be 7,200.
Yes. Yes. So that for those first 2 on the far left are a total of 7,200 because they're each worth 1 normally, but since they're in the 60 squared place, they're each worth 3,600. So those 2 are worth 7,200. Great job, Sunita. So now let's move to the middle grouping.
So normally that fish would be 10, but it stays 10 because it's in the 10th place.
Well, now it's in the 60s place, right? Those are worth 60 to the first power, which is 60, right?
Yes.
So how much is that worth? 60 times 10.
600.
Okay. Hannah, does that make sense? Okay.
Yeah. Would it be 601 because you have the little...
Okay, so let's talk about just what that would be. If we just looked at the fish and wine glass together, how much does that have a value of?
It should be 11.
Okay, so 11. Let's call it 11. But now it's in that second place value, which is worth 60. So can you do 11 times 60?
Oh, 660.
Yeah.
And does that make sense? I'm gonna put up a whiteboard.
Yeah, that made sense. I think that made sense.
Okay, I'm gonna put up a whiteboard just to clarify, make sure we know. I mean, my
Yes,
drawings.
I can do 11 times 60.
My drawings are gonna be terrible, but we're okay. So these 2.
Okay. I think we're getting there.
Okay,
so the 2 wine glasses would normally be worth 2, but since they're in the spot of 60 squared, which is 36,000, they're going to be 72,000. And then the fish and the wine glass in the middle would normally be 11, but because they're in the place 60 to the first, we multiply it by 60. And then that last wine glass is where 60 to the 0, so that would just be 1. So that just stays, it's 1.
Very nice.
Yeah, okay.
See, it wasn't near as hard as you were making it, was it?
No, it
Just
wasn't.
talking about it, which is makes a big difference, right? So that's going to be 1. So our total is going to be, when you add all these together, what do you get?
7,801. 7,861. Yes, that's definitely what I meant.
Yeah, thanks. Good. I thought so. Okay, so now the other two that you have left are drawing the symbols or copying the symbols. So what you have to think about is these groups of these sizes that we were talking about. So I think it's easiest, Sunita, I don't know if you have an idea on this too. Do you think you want to start with the biggest number or the smallest number? Like the biggest place value or the smallest place value?
Probably the biggest.
Probably the biggest. So let's talk groups of 3,600. Can we fit any groups of 3,600 into 12,321?
No.
No? None fit?
Never mind. I was thinking the wrong thing. Yes, they very much do fit.
How many would fit? Okay, so two of them would be 7,200, right? We already got that from the problem before. So what if I do three of them? How much do I have if I do three of them?
Hang on, I've been switching back and forth here. Okay. 3,600s would be 10,000 and something.
Okay. Yeah, Sunita just did it for us. 10,800. Okay, can we fit any more in there? If we put another group of 3,600, are we too big?
Yeah. Yes.
We're too big, right? We'll be bigger than 12,321. So we only want 3 wine glasses in that far left category, right?
Yes.
Okay, and I can share a whiteboard again too and draw it. So then let's go to that middle category. And what are those worth in that middle category? Can you see my screen or no?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm going to clear this one. Okay, so far we got 3 of these. Which screen are you looking at? The one I'm drawing or my key?
It's still frozen on the one we were just doing.
Yeah.
Is it better now? No, now you're not looking at anything. No. Okay, hold on. Can you see it now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so this is, we just set this 10,800. And we want a total of 12,321, right?
Yes.
So let's subtract off that 10,800.
1,521, perhaps? No.
1,521. Very nice. Now, so we're in this next little category. And so we have groups. Remember, these were groups of 3,600. The next group down is how big?
60?
It's 60s, right? Okay. So how many groups of 60s can we put? But remember, we also have this symbol, right? We also have that fish symbol, which is 10s, right? So 10, a group, if I write one of these symbols right here, how much is it worth in this category?
Sorry, you were breaking up.
If I write one of those symbols, how much is it worth in that middle category?
600?
Yeah, it's worth 600. Do you agree?
Yes.
So far I have 600. So I'm going to subtract
so we
that
could do
off.
2 of those.
Oh, okay, nice. So let's do 2 of those. And then we're down to 321. So what else might you want to put here?
Well, the ones are worth 60 there, or the ones are worth 60 there. So do we put 5 of them? Hang on, no.
Now, if you put the wine glass there, and would that just equal out to, what was it, 60?
Yeah.
So then you would put
more than 160 that we can fit in.
You put like 5 of them?
5, right? But that just seemed
Yeah, 5
excessive.
times
It
50.
does seem excessive.
So 60 times 30. But that's 1800. So. Yeah.
Well, I know if we just do this part right here, 21 in our last category, do you agree that that would be 21 for this
Yes.
last part? That's 21. So what would we put here? Each of those wine glasses is worth how much?
60.
So it seems.
So it would be 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, but 5 seems like too many, doesn't it?
Well, 5
Yeah,
would
it seems.
go up to 300.
Okay, let's put one
Oh.
in and see. What? Go ahead.
Wait, we still need 321 left.
Yeah, here's our 21, right? 10,
Well,
21.
we put the 21 in.
Right, so this is 20 right here. So this is where we are. We're at 10,800 plus 600 plus 600 more, right? And so we need 300 here, but what about this? This is 10. No, this is 1 in the 60s.
Yeah, so we would need 5 to make.
Yeah, but that just seems weird that we would need 5 of them.
1. Yeah.
Because if we do another fish, it's another 600.
Strange.
Because that's only 60, right?
Because
I feel like I'm missing something. You know, I know I'm saying we need 5 of them.
back at the flashcards, yeah. So
Oh yeah, I should look at those flashcards again. Huh.
the only one that would be helpful would be the 40,171. So that's gonna be.
Let's look. 22 times 60. Yeah, I feel like I'm thinking wrong, but you guys are doing great. If you put 5 here, I think you're fine, but I don't know why my brain's
Okay.
not processing that correctly. You know? Oh, wait, hold on.
Well, because they do the thing where they stack the 3 on the one big one for 4. Does that have
Yeah.
anything to do with it?
10. Three. Definitely know our 3 times our 3,600 is good. 10,800. And I need 1521. Yeah, so 25. Because that's 25. What I have picture in my picture is 25. Yeah, so, but I feel like that symbol is weird, but I don't know why I'm doubting it. I think it sounds good for right now. So let's
Okay.
look at the other one. Now you can do the other one, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Because that's just write the current year. So you just have to write 2021.
The way this was explained was a lot easier to understand.
Good. Well, it's because I was explaining it. I wasn't letting you figure it out, right?
Yeah.
How are you doing with Candy Factory?
Good. Oh, I had a question on my candy factory.
I'm ready.
So my